Hey guys, this is Miles from Swiss Crypto Podcast, and in this video I'm gonna talk about how the situation now looks like if you've invested at each and every single high peak in the past in the cryptocurrency market. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Before we start, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and whatever I say should not be taken as any legal tax or financial advice. Please always do your own research before you invest into anything. As I told you in the last video where I talked about if crypto really is in a bubble or not, this video is also inspired by a very interesting person called Teeka Tiwari. If you haven't watched my last video, watch my video about if crypto really is in a bubble or not, and there you'll also hear a little information about Teeka Tiwari and who he really is. If you don't know him, look him up. It's worth it. He's a very interesting guy. So Teeka Tiwari also talked about how the situation now in 2018 would look like if you've invested at each and every single high peak in the past in the cryptocurrency space. How would your investment now look like? How is it now? Was it a really bad idea to invest in cryptocurrency, or does it turn out to be quite a good idea? Because we hear a lot of arguments from news stations and TV stations that investing in cryptocurrency is very volatile, and I won't argue with this, but they are also talking about that it's not worth it to invest in the cryptocurrency space or in cryptocurrencies in general, and I disagree with that. I don't like people that are talking like this because they usually don't know anything about the cryptocurrency space or the underlying technical aspect of blockchain. So to see if your investment was worth it, we have to have a look at the peaks that we've experienced in the past, and I shortly crossed this one in the last video. I'm going to show you some graphs. If you're listening, keep on listening. I'm going to comment everything that I'm going to show you here. So I'm gonna take Bitcoin again as an example here, and the very first peak we've experienced in 2011, where the price shot up to $32 in price, and people were going mad. Bitcoin was going up to $32 in price, but then that peak was followed by a 94% retracement down to $2 per Bitcoin. So all the people that bought in at $32 were highly pissed. I can feel them, but I can imagine they didn't see a lot of perspective for Bitcoin in general if they've experienced such a big retracement. But this was not the only big retracement that we will see in the future. Next example is a graph from 2013. At the very left, you'll see April of 2013, where the price of Bitcoin rose up to $176, followed by a retracement of 67% down to $71 in July of 2013 again. So also a very big retracement, 67%. The next graph here looks very interesting. Some of you guys probably can remember, some of you guys probably have also been invested then. This was in November 2013, where the price of Bitcoin shot up to $994, then quickly followed by a very big retracement of 80%, and the price fell down to $196 again. And the latest high peak that we've experienced, that a lot of you people probably experienced, was in 2017, where we saw the price of Bitcoin shooting up to about $19,300, followed by a retracement of 69% again, down to a price of $6,000, and we are currently sitting at a price of $6,000 $470 in November 2018. So as you guys can see, there wasn't only one very big peak, there were several. And how would your investment look like if you've invested in every of those peaks? And I made some quick math, very simple. I just wrote down, if you bought one Bitcoin at every peak I just told you, that would be one Bitcoin at $32, one Bitcoin at $176, one Bitcoin at $994, and one Bitcoin at $19,300. So just from hearing those digits, you'll probably be thinking, oh, this looks very bad. I'm not sure if my investment is worth anything at all if I've bought in that high. But guys, let me tell you, it doesn't look that bad as you probably think it is. Because if you've bought at every peak, the average cost per Bitcoin out of those 4 Bitcoins would be $5,125. So that isn't that high compared to the price that we have now. We now have a price of $6,470. So you'd still be under the price that we have now with your average cost per Bitcoin. That means you're still making profit. And what does this profit look like? Your total invested money for those 4 Bitcoins would accumulate to $20,502. But the value of those 4 Bitcoins today would be $25,880. So you're now seeing a plus of about $5,380 for your 4 Bitcoins. So what I wanted to show you with this video is the past doesn't look that dark if you really look into it. If you bought at every single high peak that we've experienced in the past, you are still in the green now. That, in my opinion, means it's worth holding your coins. If it isn't just a random shitcoin or a random ICO that you've invested in, always do your research on the coins that you invest in. But here, with the example of Bitcoin, I can tell you it was totally worth to hodl the Bitcoins. And I'm pretty sure that all the people that sold at $32 and didn't want to join the cryptocurrency space again ever, they are now pretty pissed, I believe, and they will probably just buy in at a higher price now when they see that cryptocurrency space is growing each month. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that I could give you an overview over your investment and how your investment would have turned out if you've been invested since several years. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.